The red pill has been around for a long time, but in the past couple of years its popularity has skyrocketed, mainly due to the rise of influencers like the Tate brothers, Fresh and Fit, Sneeko, among many others. When taken at face value, a lot of advice that these internet personalities preach is actually beneficial, but under the surface lies an ugly truth.
Matrix. The Matrix. The Matrix. The Matrix.
The Matrix.
The Matrix. Matrix. Matrix.
The Matrix. The Matrix.
Matrix.
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
One common trope among the red pill space in the past few years is the Matrix. These influencers shower our social media feeds with the dream life, reeling in impressionable young men and making them chase a lifestyle that perhaps doesn't align with their true desires and purpose. So how do you escape the Matrix, according to the red pill? Dedicate your life to it. Make your life purpose to acquire as much money as possible. If it doesn't make you money, stop doing it. If all you care about is to make millions and millions of dollars in order to escape the Matrix and be free, isn't that a contradiction? If money is a tool from the Matrix, then having more money doesn't free you from it, it just places you at a higher level within it. Being at a higher level gives you more freedom, that's for sure. Money is a good thing. It buys you some freedom and peace of mind, but solely focusing on the material only gets you so far. The Matrix is all-encompassing. It's physical, mental, spiritual. But if you don't want to escape the Matrix, you're not a real man. What's being a real man anyway? What does that even mean? A couple of decades ago, this would be an easy question to answer. As a kid, the young male would follow his father's footsteps, taking in advice, wisdom, and some hard lessons to mold him into a strong man capable of protecting and providing for his family. Nowadays, it's a different story. The divorce rate has been skyrocketing, and the amount of kids being raised by single mothers follows suit. This is one of the biggest problems the Western world is facing. With no male role model in the family, young men turn to the red pill influencers, who claim to be the beacons of modern masculinity. And to be fair, they are to a certain extent. They embody the character traits that every man in the world aspires to have. Yet in their quest to turn these confused young men into real men, the influencers strip their followers from the foundation of every masculine man: true, honest self-expression. They tell you to follow your purpose, but if you're not jumping on the bandwagon they're currently on, you're a bitch, a Jeffrey, an NPC. You might want to pursue a career in basketball or become a doctor, but all of a sudden, you're smoking a cigar when you don't even like it, and you just started an OnlyFans agency. You can't complain about women being degenerate now. You became part of the problem. I find it ironic that both extremes, the woke people on one side and the red pillars on the other, have so much in common. Non-binary and trans people build their whole identity around affirming their gender, making sure that everyone realizes which new gender or pronoun they are, and making sure they know it's the truth. I'm a woman. I am they. Yeah, I just cut my dick off, now I let my hair grow, paint my nails, wear a dress, and boom, I'm a woman now. Is that any different from the red pill influencers always telling you how masculine they are? It's literally a dick measuring context, but without breaking community rules. Does it breed confidence in you? If you are so certain of something, why do you have to prove it all the time? And one thing I find ironic is that the whole metaphor from the red pill, blue pill, well, it's about trans people. So the people who directed it actually confirmed that the red pill was about becoming trans, was about waking up to their true nature. So it's really ironic that the red pill influencers take that, and if you want to be a real man, do you really think you should emulate everything they do? And if you don't, are you less of a man because of that? I'm obviously not talking about the obvious things. Going to the gym, making money, learning new skills, learn how to fight. These are all very important things as a man, and you should do this. But the mannerisms, the words you use, your beliefs, you shouldn't copy that from them just because it's cool. They probably don't align with your identity. A rule of thumb when taking inspiration from someone is copying their habits but not their personality. And we'll also talk about religion later. Think about a masculine fictional character like James Bond. You think he cares if someone says you're not a real man if you do X, Y, Z? Of course not. He doesn't give a fuck and does what he wants. But again, all of this is due to the young men not having a strong male role model, nor a sense of community, so they get easily pulled into a cult mentality. Do we as young men know what authenticity means? Every single one of us, myself included, believe that we do. But if you're a blind follower of the red pill gurus, all you hear about is what women want, what the world wants, while you autistically study how to craft your personality so you come across more alpha and girls like you more, you're not finding out who you truly are. Do women really hate feminine men? In the red pill ideology, anyone that doesn't embody the hyper-masculine archetype is a soy boy bitch. Human beings are deeper than this. You watching this, I bet you have both masculine and feminine character traits. Being a man, you probably have more masculine than feminine, and for a woman, vice versa. Every man has these so-called feminine traits, to some extent. As an example, let's look at nurturing. I believe that women are actually better than men at this, but even serial killers are capable of it. Most have a pet that they adore. My point is, nurturing is part of human nature. The red pill follower views the feminine traits as negative and makes it a goal to repress these traits in himself. He buries it in the shadow of his unconscious. If you truly view feminine traits as negative, but at the same time you view women as the embodiment of these same traits, are you saying that you hate women? Yet, you keep complaining that women aren't feminine anymore. I thought complaining was only for women. Funny how that works. I'm not claiming that men and women are equal. Our minds work in very different ways. Everyone knows that women are more emotional than men, for example. And I'm not saying you have to be effeminate or that you need to wear your heart on your sleeve. Use common sense. The point I'm making here is, don't negate parts of yourself in order to fit into whatever your ego ideal wants. We'll go over this and much more in episode 4, so stay tuned for that. Another thing that the red pill gurus keep preaching about is how all women are gold diggers and the main thing they care about is money. And sure, there are some gold diggers out there. I find it more common in either very rich places or very poor ones. But anyone who leaves the internet for a bit and goes outside knows that money is not the only thing they care about. How many stories have you heard of women who fell in love with some broke surfer who lived in a van and played guitar in the street from some cash? But this women are gold diggers, women are hoes bullshit is all a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'll explain why now. In Europe, there's this game that we used to play as kids. Whenever you see a yellow car, you'd shout, "Yellow car!" and punch your friend in the arm. Your friend would naturally want revenge. All of a sudden, this game starts a mini war. We see yellow cars everywhere. It's as we cast a magic spell and all of a sudden, the roads are filled with yellow cars. But there was no magic, the number of yellow cars didn't change. You were just looking for them. If you believe all women are hoes, then you'll place yourself in situations where that will be the case, further solidifying that belief. And the red pill gurus solidify this belief in you by gathering 10 bimbos at a studio and make fun of them for 3 hours non-stop. If you watch these podcasts, no wonder you think all women are degenerate. These are the only women you see in your life, in your dark room and shit-stained underwear. The red pill nowadays is a fully fledged ideology, a modern religion for godless young men. But in the beginning, it was all about dating. In my early teens, I was very awkward, especially with girls. So I found some red pill videos on YouTube and started learning how to talk to them. And it worked. But when I looked back at it in my late teens, I realized that what I have learned wasn't rocket science. It's just some basic social skills that I would end up learning anyway. I moved on from it. So when this new wave of red pill gurus came about, I knew better. Sure, I watched a lot of them and took in advice and insights that genuinely helped me while discarding all the bullshit. I know the red pill is just a phase. Young men will move on, developing their own worldview as they live life. However, some will move on to a far more destructive philosophy.